Okay, hello Tui, how are you today?
I'm good. And you?
I'm doing great, thank you. Are you ready to study now?
Yes.
Nice. Okay, I will share the screen now. Let me know if you can see it. Okay, can you see the screen now?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So our today's lesson or your lesson for tonight is about Cambridge English Complete IELTS, bands 5 to 6.5. Okay, so there are some sections in this book. It is listening, reading, and I will show you in here. So in unit 1 is about starting somewhere new. We have listening section 1 and then reading section 1. And there is also speaking part 1 and there is writing task 1. But on this today's lesson, I will start it with reading section 1. Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so we are going to start with reading section 1. Okay, Tui, in reading section 1. But before that, I want to ask you first, did you ever take IELTS test?
No.
Never? Okay. Okay, in the IELTS test, so reading is one of the parts in IELTS test. And in reading, there are 3 sections. And this is the first section. Okay. So reading section 1. So this is reading section 1. Can you read that? Reading section 1.
Reading section 1.
Okay, so I will tell you the exam information. So reading passage 1 or reading section 1 is usually a factual text. Is usually about a factual text. Okay, do you know what is factual text?
No.
Okay, factual text means real life text, a real life. Okay, a real life means okay, the real life means the text that about surroundings, like for example, the text about family or culture or anything like that. Okay, so I will write it in here, a real life. Okay, a real life text. A real life text. Okay, can you read that? Reading passage 1 is usually a factual text.
Reading passage 1 is usually a factual text.
Okay, so what is factual? Factual is?
It's real life.
Real life, okay? So you need to find specific information. Do you understand the meaning of specific information?
No.
Okay, specific information means, okay, specific information. What about information? Do you know information? What is information? Do you know the meaning of information?
Yes.
Okay, specific means only one. Okay, specific can mean only one or straight. Okay, or for example, I have 3 questions. Okay, among these 3 questions, there is one specific question. Okay, specific means the important one. Okay, do you know important?
Yes.
Okay, specific means the important one. It is usually easier than the other parts. So you need to remember reading section 1 is usually easier than the other parts. Okay, so it's a good idea to do it first. Okay, Tui. So when you find the reading section 1, it is usually easier than the other parts. So it's a good idea to do it first. Now, work in a small groups, okay, because you're the only one here tonight. Look at the list of things people do when they live or study in a different country. Which do you think are quite easy and which are more difficult? And can you tell why? Okay, so these are the list of things people do. So like eating in different food, understanding people, getting to know local people, using public transport, missing family and friends, obtaining the correct papers. It's the list of things people do when they live. Okay, when they live or study in a different country. Okay, now, which one do you think, okay, or which do you think are quite easy and which are more difficult? And can you tell me why? Which one do you think is easy or quite easy?
Understanding people.
Understanding people is easy.
Yes.
Okay. What else?
Using public transport.
Okay, using public transport is easy. Okay. What else? What else do you think is easy?
Missing family and friends.
Missing? Don't. Missing family and friends. Do you think it's easy?
Yes.
Okay, now tell me, why do you think understanding people is easy or is quite easy?
Because if you know the language, you can understand people easy.
All right, very good. So if you want to understand the people, make sure you understand the language. You can speak their language. So you can communicate with them or you can talk with them very easily, right? Very,
Yes.
very good reason. Okay, what about using public transport? Why do you think it's easy?
Because if you can just sing public transport, it's very easy to understanding people.
Okay, so you think when you are using public transport, it's very easy to understand people. Okay, what about with missing family and friends? Why do you think missing family and friends is an easy thing or it's quite easy when you live or study in a different country?
Because when you live in a different country, you can meet family and friends. So you can missing them easy.
Okay, so you can still see the family, especially when you have a phone. Like you can have like a video call, something like that with your family and friends, so you're not longer missing them, right?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Now, can you tell me why eating different food is difficult?
Because if you can eat food, use is if you can eat different foods, use see is difficult.
Okay, because it's difficult to eat different food from different countries.
Yes.
Okay, can you give me the examples of the different food that is difficult? For example, when you want to live in America or when you want to study in America, what kind of food from America that is difficult to eat for Vietnamese people? Can you tell me? Maybe the example is, I want to ask you first, what is your favorite food in Vietnam?
Is bread.
Bread. Maybe when you are going to America, you will find the food, okay, because mostly food in America is not spicy, okay, and not salty, not spicy. Maybe you can't really eat that kind of food. Okay, very good. Now, what about getting to know local people? What do you think is more difficult?
Because if you in a different country, you don't know anything about this country.
Okay.
And you don't
Anything about
know
this country?
and you don't know anyone, and it's difficult to getting to know local people.
It's very good, Toy. Very, very good. Now, why do you think obtaining the correct papers is more difficult? Mhm. You understand the meaning of obtaining the correct papers?
No.
Okay, obtaining the correct papers means, okay, for example, when you are going to America, it's not easy to obtain a correct paper. For example, when you want to drive in America, so you have to have your own driving license, and then it's not easy to go out without your passport, something like that. So that is the meaning of correct papers. Yeah, do you understand now?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Now, you are going to read a passage about culture shocks. Read the title of the passage and the subheading in italics. What do you think culture shock is? Okay, so you are going to read this passage here. So read only the titles and the italics paragraph here. Okay, so read from Australian to even shocking. Are you ready? Can you read now?
Yes. Australian culture and culture shock.
Australian
Sometimes
culture. Can you say culture and culture shock?
culture and culture shock. Sometimes work, study, or sense of adventure takes us out of our familiar surroundings to go and live in a different culture. The adventures can be difficult, even shocking.
Okay, very good. Sometimes work, study, or a sense of adventure take us out of our familiar surroundings to go and live in a different culture. The experience can be difficult, even shocking. Now, what do you think culture shock is? Can you tell me? What do you think culture shock is? Do you know the meaning of culture?
No.
Okay, culture is, for example, okay, culture is like the rules. Okay, do you know rules?
Yes.
Okay, it's like the rules. For example, in your family culture is, for example, you cannot eat with left hand. Okay, so that is the culture. So you are not allowed to eat with left hands. So that is one of the culture. Okay.
Yes.
And then, for example, in Vietnam, okay, maybe what is not allowed in Vietnam? Do you know what is not allowed in Vietnam? People,
I don't.
what do you think is not allowed in Vietnam? For example, when you're eating with your family, what is not allowed?
Don't talk when you eat.
Yeah, so that is culture. Do you understand now?
Yes.
Yeah, so that is culture. So don't talk when you're eating. That is a part of your culture. And here, culture shocks. Okay, so what do you think culture shock is?
Is a
Yeah,
different culture.
is it different? Okay, I'll write it for you. So culture shock is the experience and problems. Okay, the experience and problems of going to live in a different culture. Okay, culture shock is the experience and problems of going to live in a different culture. Can you read that?
There's experience and problems of going to live in a different culture.
Okay, very good. So culture shock is the experience and problems of going to live in a different culture. So when you are going to a different places, of course, they will have different culture, and that is the experience. And sometimes it becomes a problem as well when you are going to live in a different culture. Very good. Now, according to the instruction number 3, read the whole passage quickly. Which stage of culture shock seems to be the most uncomfortable? Okay, do you understand this?
Yes.
Okay, so in the passage, there is or there are 4 stages of culture shocks. Okay, there are 4 stages of culture shock. So you are going to find out uh, which stage of culture shock seems to be the most uncomfortable. Okay, so first I want you to read everything. Okay, quickly. Remember to read everything quickly. Start from here until here. Okay,
Yes.
but you don't have to read it loudly. Just read it. Okay, try to read it quickly, but you don't have to say it loudly. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so just let me know when you want to scroll down, okay?
Yes.
Okay, time's yours. Let's read it.
Can you go down? Can you go down?
Yes.
Yes.
Very good. Okay, very good. But next time too, you have to read it very quickly, okay? Next time you have to read it very quickly, at least 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute. You have to read everything. Okay, you understand?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, you have read the whole passage quickly. Which stage of culture shock seems to be the most uncomfortable? You know?
Is
So because in here, it explains about Close 1996 described culture shock as a process of change marked by 4 basic stages. So there are 4 basic stages. Okay, which stage do you think? First, second, third, or fourth?
it
Is
per second?
the second?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So it is the second because during the second stage, okay, during the second stage, known as the rejection stage, the newcomer starts to experience difficulties due to the differences between the new culture and the way they were accustomed to living. Very good. So which stage of culture shock seems to be the most uncomfortable is the second stage. Perfectly. Now, okay, let's look at number 4. Okay, number 4, read the paragraph in blue in the passage and say which of these statements is true, which is false, and which is not given. Can you read this first?
Culture shock affects most people who spend time living in another country.
Okay, culture shock affects most people who spend time living in another country. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay, now look at the blue one. Okay, almost everyone who studies or lives or works abroad has problems adjusting to a new culture. This response is commonly referred to as culture shock. Culture shock can be defined as the physical and emotional discomfort a person experiences when entering a culture different from their own. Weaver, 1993. Yeah, let's look at it here again. Okay, is it true, false, or not given? Culture shock affects most people who spend time living in another country. What do you think?
Not given.
Not given?
Yes.
Okay, culture shock affects most people. Okay, most people has the similarity with almost everyone. Okay, almost everyone is the same as most people. Okay, who studies, lives or works abroad has problems, okay, adjusting to a new culture. This response is referred to as culture shock. And let's read here. Culture shock affects most people who spend time living in another country. So the answer is should be true, false, or not given. True.
True.
Okay, it is true because most people, okay, it is true because most people, it's the same as almost everyone, okay, who studies or lives or works abroad has problems in adjusting to a new culture. This response is commonly referred to as culture shock. So this culture shock, okay, affects most of the people who lives or study or works abroad. Abroad means in another country. Okay, abroad means in another country. Nice, very good. Number 2, what do you think? Culture shock affects certain types of people more quickly than others. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, culture shock affects certain types of people more quickly than others. Is that true, false, or not given? Is there a statement here? Is there a statement here saying about, okay, is there a statement there saying about more quickly? Is there a statement here saying about more quickly?
No.
No. Okay, because there is no statement here saying about more quickly. So we can conclude that, okay, the statement number 2 is?
Not given.
Yes, perfect. It's not given. Now, can you read number 3?
Culture shocks only affects how people feel.
Okay, culture shock only affects how people feel. Okay, feel. Do you know feel? Feeling?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see in here. So culture shock can be defined as the physical and emotional discomfort of a person experiences when entering a culture different from their own. So feeling is the same as emotional. Okay, feeling is the same as emotional, but here there's a physical. Do you know physical?
No.
Okay, physical is like your body. Okay, so this is like our body. Okay, not only your feeling, but also your body, everything. Okay, and it says in here, culture shock only affects how people feel. Do you think it's true, false, or not given?
It's full.
Yes, it is false. Can you say it is false?
False.
Yeah, because culture shock can also affect the physics, okay, or the physical of a person. Do you understand?
Yes.
Nice, perfect. Now, let's look at number 5. Use the underlined words in questions 1 to 6 below, okay, to find the relevant part of the passage. Okay, then read those parts of the passage carefully to answer the questions. Okay, so use the underlined words in questions 1 to 6 below to find the relevant parts of the passage. Then read those parts of the passage carefully to answer the questions. Okay, are you
Yes.
ready?
Yes.
Okay, so choose true if the statement agrees with the information choose false or write false if the statement contradicts, okay, the information. Write not given if there is no information on this. Okay, can you read number 1?
Australian teachers will suggest alternative to students rather than offer one solution.
Okay, very good. So Australian teachers will suggest, okay, so here, pay attention to the teachers, underline word, will suggest alternatives to students rather than offer one solution. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, now let's find in the paragraph the word teachers and suggest. Okay, teachers and suggest. Okay, can you search it from here for people? Please look for it in this paragraph. Can you find teacher or suggest?
I find teacher and suggest.
Okay, where is the teacher?
It means that a teacher
This means that a teacher or course tutor will not tell the students what to do, but will give them a number of options and suggest, okay, they work out which one is the best in their circumstances. Okay, so we have teacher here and we have the word suggest. Now let's look at here again. Number 2, in Australia, teachers will show interest in students' Australian teachers will suggest alternatives to students rather than offer one solution. So suggest alternatives, okay? So this one here, I'll erase it first. Okay, this one here, okay? So work out which one is the best. It's the same as alternatives. Okay, and there's suggest here. Okay, and there's teachers here. Do you think the statement number 1 is true, false, or not given?
it's true.
Yes, it is true. Okay, why do you think it's true?
Because
Because in the paragraph, it says that a teacher or a course tutor will not tell the students what to do, but will give them a number of options and suggest and work out which one is the best in their circumstances. Okay, very good. Now let's look at number 2. In Australia, teachers will show interest in students' personal circumstances. Can you see circumstances in the paragraph?
yes.
Okay. Circumstances is here. Okay. Okay. So there is a reference to teachers, students, and circumstances. Is there anything that mention show an interest? Can you find show an interest here?
No.
No. So what do you think is the answer? Teachers will show interest in students' personal circumstances. True, false, or not given?
Is not given.
Okay, is there information about show interest?
No.
No, so it means not
given.
Yes, because you cannot find the information about show interest in the paragraph. Very good, Toy. Next, can you read number 3?
Australians use people's first name so that everyone feels their status is similar.
Okay, do you understand the meaning of status?
No.
Okay, status means your standard. Okay, for example, I am poor or you are rich. So my status is poor and your status is rich. Like rich people, poor people, they have the status. And for
Yes.
example, I'm single, my status is single. You understand?
Yes.
Okay, what about similar? Do you know the meaning of similar?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Now, Australian use people's first names, okay, people's first names, so that everyone feels their status is similar. So pay attention to first names. Can you find first names here? Where can you see first names? Where can you find first names?
Is Australians call each other by the first name?
Okay, Australians call each other by their first names. Very good. Can you please read it from here?
Price also comment that Australians are uncomfortable with different in status and hence ideas the idea of treating everyone equally.
Equally.
An illustration of this is that most others Australians call each other by their first name.
Okay. Do you think from this statement here or from this paragraph, is this statement true, false, or not given?
True.
True, yes, it is true because Australians use people's first name so that everyone feels status. Their status is similar. Where can you find that? It is here. Okay, it is here. Price also comments that Australians are uncomfortable with differences. Do you know the meaning of uncomfortable?
Yes.
Okay, in status. So they don't like differences in status. Okay, and hence it allows the idea of treating everyone equally. So everyone should be the same or similar. Okay, equally can also means the same or similar. Do you understand?
Yes.
Nice, perfect. Next, look at number 4. Students who study all the time may receive positive comments from their colleagues. Okay, colleagues. Do you understand the meaning of colleagues?
No.
Colleagues means friends. You know friends?
Yes.
Okay, it is said in here that students who study, so students who study all the time may receive positive comments. Okay, may receive. Do you understand the meaning of receive?
No.
Okay, receive means take, may take. Okay, can you understand the meaning of take?
Yes.
Okay, may take positive comments from their colleagues. Okay, so it means that the students who study, okay, all the time, they will get positive comments from their friends. Okay, let's find out study all the time. Can you find study all the time here?
No.
Okay, there's no study all the time, but you can read it from here. Australians believe that life should have a balance between work and leisure time. Okay, between work and leisure time as others. Critical of others means do not like. So some students do not like or hate, okay? Some students do not like who, okay? Critical of others who they perceive, okay? Do not like to see, okay, other students when they are studying. So this is the meaning of this sentence. So some students do not like the students or other students when they look at them studying. So the answer here is students who study all the time and receive positive comments from their colleagues. True, false, or not given?
True.
It is true. What do you think is true? In here, some students may be critical of others means they give you negative comments, okay? Critical of others means negative comments. So when you study, people will say negative comments for you, okay? So that is the meaning. And here it says, students who study all the time and receive positive comments. So do you think it's true, false, or not given?
If
It is?
it's false.
Yes, it is false. Why? Because in here, it says that if you study all the time, you may receive positive comments. But in here, it is said that some students who study, they will get critical of others, okay? It means negative comments, okay? It means negative comments. Very good, Tui. Next, number 5. Can you read number 5?
It is acceptable to discuss financial
Financial issues.
issues
Financial
with
issues.
people you do not know well.
Okay, do you understand the meaning of it is acceptable?
No.
Okay, it is acceptable. It means it's okay. It's okay to discuss financial. Do you know financial?
No.
Financial means to discuss about money. Okay, to discuss about money, salary, something like that. With people that you do not know well. With people you do not know well. So it's okay to discuss about money with people that you don't know well. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay, now let's find financial here. Can you find financial?
Yes.
Okay, it's here, right? So
Yes.
Australian notions of privacy mean that areas such as financial, okay, areas such as financial matters, appearance, and relationships are only discussed with close friends. Do you understand the meaning of close friends?
No.
Close friends, it means people that you know, okay? People that you know very well.
Yes.
Close friends mean people that you know very well. So it says in here that you only can discuss about financial things, appearance, and relationship with people that you know very well. Okay, but it is said in here, it is okay to discuss about money with people that do not know well. So what do you think?
It's false.
Yes, it is false. Perfect. Now, number 6, can you read number 6?
Younger Australians tend to be friendlier than older Australians.
Okay, younger Australians tend to be friendlier than older Australians. Do you know the meaning of friendlier?
Yes.
Okay, younger Australians tend to be friendlier than older Australians. Okay, so can you find older? Can you find older Australians or the word older from here? Can you find the word older?
Yes.
Okay, it's here, right? With
Yes.
older people, it is also rude. It is also rude to ask how old they are, why they are not married, or why they do not have children. Can you find the word friendlier? Can you find the word friendlier? Can you
No.
find this word friendlier?
No.
No?
Yes.
Yes. So what can you conclude?
Is not given.
Yes, it's not given because younger Australians tend to be friendlier than older Australians. It's not given because in the paragraph, they don't compare anything. Okay, they don't compare anything with according to the friendly. Okay, friendlier or not friendly. Okay, Tui, do you understand this? Do you think you can understand this?
Yes.
Okay, so that is the only section 1 in reading. Okay, so remember section 1 or reading passage 1 is usually about a factual text, and you need to find the specific information. So like false, true, or not given is the specific information, and then it is usually easier than the other parts. So this is like the easier parts in IELTS reading. So it's a good idea to do it first. So always do it first when you find this. Okay. Okay, next, let's read this together. Okay, exam advice, true, false, or not given. If the passage expresses the same information, write true. Can you say true?
True.
Okay, remember, if the passage expresses the same information, write true. If the passage expresses the opposite, do you know and do you understand the meaning of opposites?
Yes.
Okay, if the passage expresses the opposite information, write false. Okay, write
Yes.
false. If the passage does not include, okay, the information expressed in the question, write not given. Do you understand this, Tui?
Yes.
Okay, do you have any questions for me that you don't understand well?
No.
Do you understand everything?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Nice, perfect. So if you don't have any questions, I think that's all about our meeting today. Thank you very much for joining the class. You are very lovely student, and I hope you can improve your English more to do the IELTS test, okay, especially for reading section 1. Okay, no more question for me, Tui?
Yes.
Okay, again, thank you very much for joining the class and hope to see you again in the next meeting. And we'll see you again. Bye-bye. Bye-bye,
Goodbye,
Tui.
teacher.
Bye-bye, Tanbiet.